So Williams v. Pennsylvania is a case about whether or not a judge who had an interest in a case should have recused himself when that case came before his own court. What the Brennan Center and Justice at Stake's brief puts forward is that the procedures Pennsylvania had put out about how a judge's process of whether or not to recuse him or herself from a case didn't have an opportunity for independent review. Prior to this judge being the Chief Justice of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, he served as the DA in Philadelphia, and his office was responsible for pursuing the death penalty against the defendant in this case, for appealing a death penalty sentence when it was challenged by the defendant, and then when the justice was running for election, he campaigned on a platform of being tough on crime and having sent over 40 defendants to death row, including the petitioner. The body of research that has showed that criminal outcomes are being influenced by spending in judicial elections, by politics in judicial elections, is really starting to hit a critical mass. These are judicial elections. They're often restricted from talking about other substantive issues, so they have to talk about what the public perceives a large role of the judge to be, which is criminal cases. And so they tend to gravitate toward messaging that this judge is tough on crime, or an attack adds that a judicial opponent is soft on crime. A recent study that Reuters put together in September showed that if you are a defendant in a state that elects their high court judges, you are almost twice as likely to have a death sentence upheld by the state Supreme Court, as in you happen to be in a state that appoints their judges. As more movement and momentum comes behind efforts to change our criminal justice system, the way that we choose our judges has to be an essential part of that conversation. What we see in this case and what we see in Pennsylvania all across the country is that when judges have to go out on the campaign trail, make promises, fill the campaign space with positions, is that it compromises their ability to be fair and impartial further down the road. That's what we see in this case.